Hi everyone, Faber here from Burn. Today I'm going to explain to you about how to get into working out or into gymming. If you are someone who's interested in building some muscle or someone who's trying to get stronger, then definitely eventually you will have to go and hit the gym. You will definitely outgrow your home workouts as well. So this video right here is to help you, get used to the environment of gymming and the philosophies as well, which is required to help you get stronger and get in better shape. This video is basically for beginners. What I always suggest is that we get into a more strength plus size oriented training, basically a hypertrophy and strength oriented training. For a beginner, you should always I would suggest aim for size and strength gains. When you do an exercise, there are basically two types of exercises, which is a compound exercise or which is isolation exercise. Now, this is with regards to weight training. Now, a compound exercise is an exercise where you use more than one joint to do that particular movement. Other movement is basically in isolation, where you'll see the dumbbell curls, which people love to do because it's one of the easiest thing to do. Now that involves only one joint, so that itself comes out to be as isolation movement. We will be incorporating both these styles. We'll be having some compound movements, which will be followed up by some isolation movements. So that is how we're going to incorporate strength as well as size training. All right. So 3 days a week you'll be training, and out of those 3 days, you'll have basically 2 days, which is an upper body and a lower body. I'm going to demonstrate to you both the days, an upper body day and a lower body day, how it looks like and what are the exercises which you're supposed to do for those days. All right. Let's get right into it. The first thing is the upper body workout. The upper body workout is programmed basically to help you gain strength and size. Basically for upper body, we're going to divide our body into 3 main parts. The first one is the back, which is the biggest upper body muscle, and for that we're going to do 2 exercises, one compound movement and one isolation movement. And then the second one is the chest, which is the most visual muscle. If you have a really nice chest, then it'll show nicely on a shirt, or if it'll look really good as well. For chest as well, we're going to do 2 exercises, one compound and one isolation. The third body part is your shoulder. Now, shoulder is also a very important muscle visually because you're going to look more broader if you have a really well developed shoulder, and it'll give you the nice caping that everyone really likes to have. So for shoulder, we're just going to stick to one exercise, which is going to be an isolation. All right, now the first exercise is deadlift. Let's get straight into it.
First we have the deadlift. Now the benefit of deadlift is that you're going to engage a lot of muscle at one go, mainly the posterior chain muscles, which include the back, the glutes, hamstrings, the quads and the calves as well. It is recommended by many strength coaches as well. It's going to not only increase your strength but your explosiveness, and this is a great exercise to build up your basic strength and overall strength as well. For this exercise, the rep range and the sets are going to be 3 sets into 12. So the second exercise we have is the pull-ups or the chin-ups. Now the reason why we're including this is your back is a big muscle, and the way to work out it is to incorporate certain horizontal movements and vertical movements. The deadlift was a horizontal, the chin-up or the pull-up is a vertical. When you do a pull-up or a chin-up, there are many variations to this. What I suggest is start off with what is comfortable to you, and you can do an underhand grip as well. When you do an underhand grip like this, you're going to engage a lot of your bicep. This will make it a little more easier if you're starting off. Otherwise, if you're getting more advanced, then I suggest you do an overhand grip where you won't be engaging a lot of bicep and it'll be a little more challenging for you. So the rep range and the sets for this exercise is also again 3 sets of 12 reps.
The second muscle group which we're going to attack is our chest. Again, like I said, it's one of the most visual muscles, and the way to go about it is basically we're going to do a compound exercise and then an isolation exercise. So for the compound, we can either do if you're a total beginner, then I suggest you try out with push-ups, but if you're someone who's overgrown push-ups, then definitely get into the bench. For the chest, we're going to use a bench press and then a fly. Cable fly. The reason being that whenever you work out your chest, you want to hit it in two different movements, like how we hit our back with a horizontal movement and a vertical movement. Likewise, we're going to do the same for the chest. One is going to be a pressing movement, one is going to be a fly movement. So for the pressing movement, we're going to do a bench press. If you cannot do a bench press, I suggest you give your hand, try out a push-up. For the bench press, let's get right in.
Okay, now the third exercise we have is the bench press. We're moving on from back to the chest. Now, when you're doing your chest, you're going to engage a lot of your shoulders as well, because here is a compound movement where two joints are involved. And when you do a bench press, it's basically you're trying to shove the weight up. When you shove a person, how you do it is you need to have a good backing, and then you shove him with your hands at an angle. So that is exactly what we're doing here as well. The bench press is really, really good overall and one of the best strength and power builder for the chest. It is also a great size builder. So this is a must exercise when it comes to chest. The reps and sets for this is again 3 sets of 12 reps. So for the fourth exercise, we have the cable flies. The reason for doing this exercise is because when you work your chest, you want to use a pressing movement and a fly movement. Cable flies, it can be substituted with dumbbell flies, but I highly suggest that you use the cable because it is much more easier on the joints, and you don't have to worry about balancing the weight as well. Now the reps and set for this is again 3 sets of 12 reps. Now the fifth and the final exercise is the face pull. This is a shoulder exercise. Now when we talk about the shoulder, there are 3 muscles, the front, the middle and the back. The middle and the back shoulders are the most neglected muscles of your shoulder. And the front will get lots of work from bench press and other various exercises as well. So what we're doing here is focusing on the rear delt and the medial delt. And the way to do this is just to pull with your elbow, not to pull with your back, not to pull with the scapula, pull with your elbow. The sets and rep range for this is again 3 sets of 12 reps. You can increase to 5 sets as well if you feel like it, but if you're beginning, then I suggest 3 to 12. So for the lower body day, we're going to do all compound exercises, and we're going to do only 3 compound exercises: squats, straight leg deadlifts and lunges. I've mentioned 2 isolation exercises as well, leg extension and leg curl. One is for the quads and one is for the hamstring. You can do this if you feel the need to do a little more volume on your leg day, but otherwise I suggest stick to the first 3 and you're good to go. So for the leg day, we're starting off with the leg squats. The back squats basically. Do not do squats on a Smith machine because it is very restricted and there are high chances to injury. I highly suggest that you do squats on a free rack. Again, one of the best exercises, hits your posterior chain, absolutely hands down, really good lower body builder. Make sure you squat really low and nice as you see here. The rep range and sets for this is, it can go up to 5 sets of 5 reps or 5 sets of 3 reps. So for the second leg exercise, we have the straight leg deadlift. There's a slight variation with the Romanian, but let's just call it straight leg deadlift for now. This is a really good lower body, hamstring, even your lower back as well, and your glute builder. What you want to do here is just push your glutes backward and drop down the weight slowly. Feel a nice stretch on your hamstring and push it back up with your glutes as if you're humping the weight. Now for the rep range and sets for this is again 5 sets of 12 reps or maybe 8 reps. Now for the last and the third leg exercise is the lunges. Now you can do a stationary lunge or you can do a walking lunge. Do not go like this, what I've shown here right now, tilting front and pushing your knee front. This is not the way to do lunge. What you want to do is maintain a straight perpendicular line from the floor and go down straight like this. This will hit your hamstrings, your glutes, and this is one of the best. The reason why we're not including any leg press or any other sort of leg extension, leg curls, is because since we're a beginner, these 3 exercises are more than enough for your legs to grow and strengthen up and increase the explosiveness as well. These 3 are the complete package, and you can trust this to try out all these exercises which I've given here. This will definitely help you grow your body and grow your strength and power as well. Do try it and let me know. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and definitely a comment if you try it out.